Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today's episode, we're taking a look back for some fun story time. This time about how my Chase Freedom cards, and I have 5 of them, how those cards in the pursuit to maximize all of them for 5% back used to drive almost all of my purchasing decisions. I think it'll be some fun story time. Of course, you can share yours down below. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, as you know, some of you have seen the wallet before. I don't carry this one, obviously. This is where my cards go in my armory, if you will. And these at the top are all Freedom cards. Technically 3 Freedom Flexes and 2 OG Freedoms. Well, back in the day, and my oldest one is from 2013, the easiest way to get 5% on most things was through Freedoms or Discover cards. We had some other options, I think the Cash Plus, but really we didn't have a ton of 5% options. And as you know, the Freedom card works is they have the 5x rotating quarterly categories on up to $1,500 in combined purchases. They still work the same way. Well, back then, to maximize 5%, I would basically be using the buying stuff through, as you know, through gift card strategy and things like that. But recently I was looking back on it and I was like, man, a lot of my purchases were based on the 5% card. So we'll tell you some stories about it. I think it'll be fun, and you can either laugh at me or whatnot down below. So examples of this to really drive this home. What I would do is I was actually in my closet. I was switching out all my gym clothes. You know, every so often, every few years, you just got to switch them out. And I am one of those people who just, you know, I get the all matching stuff. I look like a Nike athlete now, except for the athlete part. So I guess I just look like a walking billboard. But it all matches. But anyhow, I had Under Armour stuff originally. I was like, I didn't really care for Under Armour that much. The logos are always bigger, flashier, whatever. I was like, how did I end up with Under Armour stuff? That's because back in the day, Amazon sold Under Armour and they did not carry most Nike stuff. I believe it was because Nike had a problem with Amazon, because Amazon doesn't really care about people selling fakes or ripoffs. You'll still see Nike stuff with the logos clearly on the wrong side. It's usually on the left side, not on the right. I'm sure some of it's a design, but you'll see a lot of fake stuff. So I think they've cleaned it up since then. But I think Nike had a problem with Amazon, so they're like, nah, you can't sell our stuff. And so I would go to buy Amazon gift cards with no matter what the category was, groceries, gas stations, whatever, because you're not using, as a single person, you're not using $1,500 in groceries. And I used to live at home, so I definitely wasn't using that much money on groceries anyways. So, you know, buy the Amazon gift cards, buy the stuff on Amazon. Easy enough. That locks in your 5%. We're all very familiar with this strategy. Don't worry, it gets worse. But, you know, why not just buy Nike gift cards? Well, because to buy Nike gift cards, you have to load everything into your, you know, cart, get the dollar amount exact, then go buy your gift cards. If you mess up, then you're stuck with these fractional amounts on gift cards. So it's easier to buy Amazon. Plus I had Amazon Prime, so it made sense. So that's an example of what I'm talking about. My entire gym setup, and I go 7 days a week, so I've got, you know, you could say a few shirts and shorts in there, all based on that. It gets worse. Sometimes my mom watches this show, so shout out. She can show this to my dad. I don't think he really follows YouTube at all. But the gifts I used to get my parents. I don't buy many people gifts. Randomly just dear old mom and dad. So Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, Christmas, the main ones, paying my dues as I call it, would all be gift cards. And I was like, you got to rule like whatever you want, whatever gift cards you want. Why? Because again, I could take the 5% categories, go to wherever it was and buy them whatever gift card they want. Don't get me wrong, they cleaned up. We're not talking about $50 gift cards here, thank you very much. I usually think it was giving both of them like $300, I think, a piece, which was fine for my dad, because I think one time he pulled us aside and was like, all right, I'm tired of the handmade stuff. It's time to break off your old man. No cards, no wrapping, no nothing, just cash and carry, as Randy Moss would say, straight cash, homie. So it's fine. They still made out. Don't feel too badly for them, but it's funny now. But years later, we still do this now that I have a bunch of different cards that I could buy other things. You know, Delta gift cards, Dick's Sporting Goods, Bass Pro, Chick-fil-A, that kind of stuff. Not that you care where my parents like their gift cards from, but there you go. That's all the gifts they would get. It had to be gift cards. It gets worse. Back when I worked in Detroit at Quicken Loans, in one of the buildings I worked in, there was a Subway in the lobby, and so like every day for lunch was Subway. Why? Because out of all the places around there, I could easily go buy Subway gift cards for 5% back, load them into the Subway app, which was helpful, and then just get it sandwiched, you know, do the online order, get it, and you don't have to wait in lines. It got quite crowded, especially in the winter time, because you didn't have to leave the building to get to that Subway, and it gets very cold out there. during the winter. So that was, I didn't even, and Subway's fine, right? I didn't really care that much. But back then, there really wasn't that many options for a high earning dining card unless you wanted the, Amex Gold, then sure, you could do that. And I had it for a little bit, but didn't really care for it. The rest of it, you could do a Sapphire Reserve. I think I had for a little bit at 3X. But again, we wanted to maximize 5X. And the best way to do it is go Subway all the time. There were other options, but there's just something about going to fast food during the work week for lunch that feels wrong. And there was a Five Guys, but it feels wrong. Subway, at least you can lie to yourself, you know. Dinners out with chain gift cards. So if I ever was going out with someone, you could call it a date perhaps. When I used to leave the house, I used to keep all the chain gift cards. So like you're talking Red Robin, Applebee's. I don't know, there's a pizza place around here. I would just buy them in $25 increments and like, we can go wherever these gift cards take you. Because again, 5%. And even though as we just covered the dining cards, can't really do 5% anywhere else, any other way dining. Now you can, and we'll cover that at the end of this. But back then, that was the way to go. So here you go, all the Cheesecake Factory gift cards you want. A few more here just for the fun of it. These ones were kind of just silly. Purchase online while in store or buying gift cards, then coming back. So like if you have to go to Best Buy, maybe you don't really know what you want at Best Buy, for example, the store, and you go like, I can take a look at it, and I'm like, great, this is it. And so just buying it on the spot with a 2% card, like, no, let me go to the gas station or whatever it is the category is again, buy the gift cards, then come back, or being in line in the store and just buy it online even though you're right there. Now, sometimes, you know, if the category was like PayPal, for example, then you literally buy it in store and just do in-store pickup, which is silly. Just go to the checkout. But now you can get 5% if the category is PayPal, for example, then just walk to the front and get it. Why, again, for all these 5X for Chase? Well, I was also using the travel portal almost exclusively. I did have a run when I was doing the American Express cards, and I did do transfer partners for them. But I would only book travel through the travel portal because, again, I was a fan of the trifecta, the old trifecta. They've since killed it, but, you know, if you had the Sapphire Reserve, you get 1.5X back through the portal. I did have the Sapphire Reserve under the old $450 price tag, which that, if you're doing enough trifecta redemptions, I do think it made it worth it given the old school $300 travel credit, on and on and on. When we've covered it, of course, the Sapphire Reserve since been nerfed long since and, you know, fee hiked and everything twice by then. But back then, travel portal. So, you know, those are just some funny ways I was thinking of how, you know, these Freedom cards made all my purchasing decisions. And yes, there were other cards and other ecosystems, but as we said, Citi wasn't nearly as strong as it was today. I do think the top issuers for cards, honestly, are Wells Fargo, which I know I'm very, very alone on, and then Citi. I think Chase has fallen off dramatically. The only thing that Chase really has going for it now is the fact that they do have the best intro offers. The Inc. 900s that are going on or have gone on, you know, on and off again for a number of years. It might not be the highest offer when you take a look at American Express, but for Chase, I don't have to purchase a card to get $900. It's on the free ones. It's where American Express may have higher offers, but I have to purchase a gold or a platinum, which already has a $325 fee or a $900 fee now on the case of the platinum. So that does keep Chase in the game. And furthermore, we just have way more options to choose from now, so it's really not necessary. Again, I don't even use these Freedom cards. I mean, you have the Amazon Prime card, you got the Chasing Cash, I mean, the AAA Daily Advantage, you know I love that one. Multiple custom caches. You know, these Bank of America cards being platinum honors also helped me get away from doing this a lot because, you know, now I can use these as online for 5 1/4 back or whatever category I need. You can change some of the categories, Cash Plus, you name it. There's a lot more cards available now than there used to be. You young kids just don't know how good you have it. Now, it's not to say I don't do this exclusively. A while back we did a video, I think it was titled like a series of unfortunate credit card events, where I was still trying to buy an Apple product. I think it was an iPhone that I didn't even end up buying, and I still went to the route of buying Apple gift cards through Amazon using the Amazon Prime card to lock in 5%. So it's not to say that I won't still go after a sillier strategy to get 5% back. You know, it's maybe an extra step or two, but it's nowhere near to this level. And again, I would like to tell you I simply matured, but it's really because we have more options. to bring it, all the way around, back to the gym bag and that stuff. This time around to get the Nike stuff, I just used one of those customized cash cards with the online category, 5.25 back, no big deal. Ship it right to me, easy enough, right? Not a big deal. For lunch, I just make my own food now, but working from home. But if I did, then I have a custom cash that I can use for restaurants, and it works at most places. That would cover the dinners thing too. Purchases online, I'd still probably do that one. We just covered the Apple piece. Right now I've got the Bank of America Unlimited Cash. It's giving me 3.1% back for the first year, so I'm more inclined to just buy it. When I had Smartly for that year, the 4% US Bank card, I definitely didn't care at all. I was like, yeah, I'm already here. The convenience isn't worth the 1%. And then the travel portal, I don't do that anymore, clearly. I am prone to buy Delta gift cards as well. I'll still do that. Another one, I do remember learning the hard way that, there's downside to all this. I think that's another reason why I stopped doing this. Like Delta gift cards, for example, you can buy them, but they don't actually activate the gift card for like 24 hours, which is annoying because you generally I want to book this now, let alone all the times like my gift cards have gotten locked. Like Amazon's locked my account, taken my gift cards from loading them up so much. Apple soft locked my account before, which we told stories about that. So there ends up being more downside over time, especially now the gift cards have been used for scams and such. So it's also time to mostly retire that for ease of use, for not to be like a scam or anything like that, or get your accounts locked. And again, primarily because of the optionality of the card. So there you go. Not to say I'm above it, but I do try to not do it as much. Those are the reasons why, mainly because I don't really have to as much anymore. So now I have these 5 Freedom cards that I hardly use, but this is what started me out in the game, so to speak. So there you go. So let me know down below what you think about this. Was this even a good story or not? I don't know. It's just kind of popped into my head the other day. Or better yet, let me know what the lengths that you've gone through to maximize your 5% as well. Love to hear from you. Of course, that has been it for this one. So if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. So we're posting content just like this every single week. And of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on ProfitableContent.com, which is of course the channel's blog. We have the latest news stories. We have plenty of bank promotions, and we have credit card offers. So if you need a different card to get away from buying gift cards and such, well, we might have you covered. But as always, guys, that'll do it for this one. As always, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.